Hi everyone, I'm Mike Young, chiropractor here in Nashville, Tennessee. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to relieve low back muscles using your heart. Okay, we're going to heal the muscles of the low back using the heart. Okay, so let's get started right away here. Have a look at this model spine. Now you can see that the low back is curved like so in this direction. Now the low back muscles sit just like where I have my hand right here. And in this position, they can easily relax, okay? Now, what happens with most of us, many of us at the very least, is we live our lives guarded. We live our lives guarded over the heart, okay? And so we actually curl in over the heart. And we do that either because we've been hurt or we're afraid to love. And while we might have great reasons for guarding, there are also very, very painful and tense implications in the body when we do that. So I'm going to step over here so you can see something. Now, I'm going to lift my arms up so you can see the curve of my low back, and you see that it's similar to the spine model that I just showed you. The low back curves like this. Now, in that position, the low back muscles can relax, okay? They're at ease. Now, if I curl in over my heart, you see what happens to the low back is that the angle changes and it starts to lean forward. So what, you might think? Well, what happens is when we lean forward, those low back muscles that are normally nice and relaxed, all of a sudden when they lean forward, and my body weight's leaning forward a little bit, is those muscles have to hold me up. And if they didn't, I would literally fall over. So now those muscles are doing a job they're not intended for. They're holding up the weight of the entire upper body. And so what happens is the muscles get tense, they get irritated, they get painful, and they go into spasm oftentimes. Okay, so now this effect is multiplied even more in a sitting position. For example, if you're sitting at a computer and you're guarded over the heart, you get a nice forward tilt of the low back, and the low back will go into the same kind of tension and spasm sort of pattern, except it's multiplied because sitting is a more strenuous position for the low back. Make sense? So the same is true also if you're doing lots of heavy work or even yard work or something like that. Normally, our bodies are designed to be resilient enough to do that kind of work. But if we're doing that kind of work with a closed heart, right, with a guarded heart, it changes the angle of the low back. And so now we have the low back muscles holding us up while we're straining and doing work. And so in this kind of scenario, in the hours and days afterwards, it's very uncomfortable. Okay, so what can you do about it? Here's what I want you to do. This is absolutely going to work for you. Okay, whenever your low back talks to you, and when I say talks to you, I just mean those things we just mentioned. If your low back is painful, if it's tense, if it's spasming, okay, that's your low back talking to you. What I want you to do is pay attention to the area over your heart. Feel your heart. If it feels like it's curled in forward or there's a hardness to it physically, all I want you to do is notice that, take a breath, and shake it off, okay? Shake it off, okay? We're just replacing that hard protective energy with a looser energy. Whew. Okay, feels good. Now that's going to create an opening in itself, which will alleviate the pressure on the low back and allow those muscles to begin to relax again. Now, if you want to take it a step further and get a much more powerful opening, I want you to go literally underneath your sternum with your attention and feel the heart on more of an emotional level. Okay, this is the feeling heart. Maybe when you go in there and feel it, maybe you notice that there's a little bit of shakiness in there or there's pain in there. It could be emotional pain that you can actually feel similar to physical pain. And so you're going to feel whatever it is that you feel in there. Take a breath and just sort of tenderly, because this is tender territory. This is your heart we're talking about. Tenderly keep your attention there as you breathe. And with repetition, you will notice that, there is a nice expansion in the actual energy of your heart. Now, when the energy of your heart opens, the physical chest will open as well. Not only will the bones shift position, but the ligaments, the muscles, and the tendons and other soft tissue will open up, and your low back cannot help but slide into the position in which the muscles can relax. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're creating an opening here that allows the low back to be in the position it was meant to be in, okay? Open heart means nice, gentle curve in the low back and relaxed muscles. Okay, folks, I hope that's clear for you. I hope it helps you a ton. And please,